man was a con artist, relying on cheap tricks to freeload meals and shelter at Jack's house. What he never expected was that the supposedly impossible technique he taught actually ended up being mastered by Jack. Earlier, the con man had discovered a discarded mecha, a Gundam, in the warehouse. To keep mooching off Jack, he tricked him into repairing it, claiming that only those who could skillfully pilot older models were true drivers. Although the girl didn't believe the con man was actually skilled, since it was Jack's order, she had no choice but to comply. The next day, Jack invited engineers from the National Development Department to inspect the mecha. Given how outdated it was, replacement parts were no longer produced. If Jack really wanted to fund the repairs, it would require a massive budget. But with Jack's financial power, they immediately agreed. Jack also had another request, to equip the robot with a finishing move, firing its fist like a rocket. Just then, the con man showed up. Seeing Marie, he was instantly captivated, and tried to strike up a conversation with her. Unfortunately, Jack and Marie were deep in discussion and completely ignored him. Seeking revenge, the next day during training, he deliberately made things harder for Jack, having him balance on floating logs while blindfolded and dodge attacks, grandly claiming Jack needed to feel with his heart. Not long after, the Gundam was fully repaired. Jack couldn't wait to test pilot it, since the mecha's movements were linked to the pilot's imagination, and because Marie was dressed rather lightly, Jack's wandering thoughts caused the mecha to mimic some rather inappropriate poses. The next day, Jack continued his daily training. Naturally, he hadn't made any progress with the instant slash technique. The girl pointed out that there was nothing wrong with Jack's training. The problem lay with the con man's instructions. Hearing this, Jack thought the issue was his own lack of trust in the con man, leading to misinterpretation. Then he remembered that magic existed in this world. Phenomena that defied conventional physics, likely relied on magic to function. The weapon might just be a tool. What truly cut down the enemy wasn't the blade, but magic. From then on, Jack trained day after day. Years passed in the blink of an eye. One day, Jack called his master out to witness the results of his training. With a single swing of his sword, a blade formed from magic instantly sliced through a wooden post. The con man was stunned. He never imagined the technique he'd made up to freeload would actually be realized, but he still forced himself to act calm, telling Jack not to get arrogant and to keep refining his skills. Sometime later, Jack's planetary resources were being plundered by space pirates. With the girl's tactical assistance, Jack decided to lead the counterattack himself, also testing the skills he'd honed over the years. In no time, Jack appeared behind the pirate fleet. Through the cloud layer, he took out several pirates. Even when ambushed, he remained unshaken, because he had learned to feel with his heart. He turned and ended the ambusher with one slash. Then he fired rockets at the enemy. Seeing that evasion was useless, the pirates decided to swarm him, hoping to overwhelm Jack with sheer numbers.
一川流究極奥義